Hi, my name's Sorrel Pender. I'm a relationship and resilience coach, and I work on people's resilience and in the context of their relationships. I said I'd come here today and talk about inner child work and why we do it, why would we want to do it, and what even is it. And I was going to suggest that if anybody has a question, you can just put it in the comments underneath the video, and I will do my best to answer any questions. So maybe you start with a question. Well, actually, what is it? Because some people might even, some people watching this video might not know that inner child work is anything. They may never have heard of it. So what is it? It's about working or even kind of communicating with that part of you that is still a child. So we all have multiple parts. Like, for instance, you have the part of you that goes to work and hopefully doesn't piss off your colleagues because you're being fairly adult about things. And then there's a part of you that goes to work and just goes off on one because somebody spilt coffee all over your desk or something like that. Well, that's not so adult, is it? That's more of a sort of a child. I hate to say childish because it sounds so rude, but it's a child's way of responding. So a lot of the things that we do in adulthood that let us down and sabotage us and sabotage our relationships come from, well, they are patterns that we created or developed as children um, in order to keep us safe. So some of us became very aggressive as children for one reason or another, and some of us became a bit kind of, oh, well, okay, you do whatever you want to do, and I'll not get in your way. And there's all sorts of different variations, if you like. But all of those patterns were designed to keep us safe in the context of an environment that wasn't, very welcoming. Maybe an aggressive parent, or a parent who's never there, or a parent who was emotionally unavailable. The trouble is, and these then kind of get set down as neural pathways within your brain, and it's like you're not thinking about it, you're not deciding to behave like that. It just happens before you even become aware of what you're doing, quite often. So if you want to actually get on top of some of these things and change the way you are with other people, particularly people that you really care about and want to have a happy time with, you you actually need to work with that part of you that is generating those behaviors. So a little bit of a little bit more background. We work with, you could have multiple parts, but stick to two to keep it simple. There's a part of you that was formed up until the age of about 6 or 7. We call that the wounded child. And that's the part that feels all the pain of the trauma and the fear. That's the part of you that can't actually reach out and influence the world. But when you get to the age of 6 or 7, then you start to form your adaptive child, which is the bit that is going to actually be able to act on the world in a much more proactive way. And we call that the adaptive child because it has gone through a process of adapting to its environment. So when we do inner child work, we are working or having a conversation with that inner child. And sometimes it's going to be the wounded child, but actually it also will be the adaptive child. And it's about enabling that child part of us to feel safe and to be able to say, oh, that's okay, then you've got this. I can go out and play football, or I can go and walk about in my bedroom with my dolls, or I can go and cook something in the kitchen, or, I don't have to be here shouting at my wife or my husband or my children or my partner because I know that you, the adult part of me, can deal with all that stuff. And once your adaptive child starts to take more of a back seat and lets your wise adult take over, and in terms of being wise and relational and considerate and compassionate and curious, then you will be much more in the driving seat of your life. And your adaptive child, I mean, stick with the car analogy, can be in the back seat doing whatever children do in the back seat of the car, which hopefully is not throwing things out of the window like we used to do when we were children. Um, but they're not no longer kind of, they're no longer got, well, as Terry Real, who I'm training with to become a couples therapist, they no longer have their sticky hands on the wheel. That's what he says. Um, you want to keep their sticky hands off the steering wheel. You're in control. So there is there are a few different ways of doing this inner child work, and what I realised is that I come across all these different ways of doing it, and I thought, oh, it's a bit from here and a bit from there. And it would have been nice to have had it all in one package. So I put together a little course, and it is a little course. It's a mini course. I think there's 4 videos, and they total probably less than half an hour. I did these sums, but I've forgotten what the answer was. I'm so sorry. And this week I'm launching it, and so up until, oh, this is so terrible. I can't remember how long I gave it. It's a few days that I've got a 50% off the price of this course. It's normally £7.90, which is a bargain, isn't it? I mean, anything for £7.90. You could better get 2 cups of coffee for £7.90 these days. But I'm offering 50% off. I will put a link with the voucher code in the comments, so that you, if you want to sign up for it, you can. That it takes you through a process where you do a little, you can, if you want to, do a little meditation around creating a safe space for yourself so that you can feel held, to get into your own, that feeling of safety, which you want to bring to the inner child. It's no good if you don't feel safe yourself. So we'll get you feeling safe. And then we go into the process, and it's a partly meditation and partly journaling. And then the final stage is actually for you to come up with a daily practice, because it's no good just doing it once and then forgetting about it. It needs to be something you do on a regular basis. I take my inner child to the park, and she wants to look at the crocuses. So I let her, because I quite like crocuses. And sometimes I take my inner child to yoga, and she does cat cow underneath me. So, and sometimes we do a bit of journaling, journaling with her inner child. There's all sorts of ways of spending time with your inner child. So I'm going to leave that now. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Tag me at Sorrel Pender, and I will reply. And I will, as I said, put the link in the comments as well. So thank you for watching. Bye.